In this video, we will learn how to generate UV maps in Adobe Substance 3D Stager. We will create graphics using Photoshop and Illustrator and apply those graphics to our model to go from this to this to this to this. Let's get started. We begin in Stager. Let's just put a cube on the scene here. And the first thing we're going to do is go up to File and Export, select Object UVs. And let's go ahead and keep this at 2048 by 2048. And we're going to just export this to the desktop. And that will save out a file that is a Photoshop file. So let's open that up in Photoshop. So you can see exactly what that is. And so this unwraps the file when I exported the UV. This is the UV. And let's take, you see there's layers over here. And we're going to turn on this layer texture grid. And it turns on this grid of coordinates. Let's just save this out. File save. We're going to go back over into Substance Stager, zoom out a little bit. One step we don't want to forget is to change our cube. We're going to convert this to a standard model. So click that, go to Materials, and you've got the default material there. Click on the little icon here, place image on model. We'll go and find that. We put it on the desktop. There's that file there. Bring that in, and it looks like this. What you want to do is go down to decal here where it says placement, decal, and you want to go fill. And so this fills in the shape. So we've got the D5 and E5. Let's find that back over in Photoshop. And the D5 and E5 is here. So what we're going to do is just to demonstrate, we're going to put let's put like a yellow square there. And something like that. Okay, that's good enough just so we can see it. And we're going to zoom in. And we shall see here it says your art here. So we're going to put our art there. And we'll just go right there. We're going to draw shape, fill. This is fine. We'll just draw it in there. All right, there's a stroke on there. We don't really need a stroke. It's set to 0, so we're not really concerned. But for now, we'll just turn it off. Okay, so we have that there. And let's just save. File, save, and we're going to do the exact same thing where we go to Stager, and we're going to just replace this graphic with the new one that we just made. And you can see now that this side is yellow. So let's just go back one more time, and the G5. And let's put a circle over there. Again, we just want to show what happens when you add content to these areas. And so zoom out a little bit. We're going to put a circle over here, just like that. Move this into place. Oops. I want to undo that. And there's my rectangle. And you can bring it down here if you turn that off. So it really doesn't matter where you have it, but when you save your final graphic, you're not going to have this and this on. You're going to have to turn those off. So for now, we will just leave that up there. We'll put it all the way on top like that. And we want to create that circle. Okay, there it is. We'll put it over here. Just put it right in the center of that. And then let's zoom out. Let's go ahead and turn this off, the outlines, turn off the non-editable area, and the texture grid, we'll turn that off as well. And we're going to go ahead and just put a color in here where it says your art. Let's fill that color overlay with red, that's fine. And then let's file, save that. Oops, we want to OK that, and file, save. Okay, we're going to go back to Stager here and get that newest file that we saved. And then you can see that this is now the graphic that we manipulated inside of Photoshop. So let's do a different shape that's not a cube. This time we're going to add graphics. So start out with a cube as we did before, and we're going to change the size of this, and I have a specific size already in mind. So first I want to make sure I am in centimeters. I want to be in millimeters, and then I want to change the size of my cube to 210 width and 297 high and 74.5 deep. 74.5 deep. Okay, and then we're going to go the same route. File, export, selected object UVs, same thing. All right, let's open this up in Photoshop. And this time we're going to create our graphics in Illustrator. And if I jump on over there, I've already got my sizes set to the size of the box that was created in Stager. So let's go back to our graphics here, and I've already got these set. I've got the top graphic, I've got the side graphic, and I've got the front graphic. And all we need to do is export these out, and you can export it as a PDF, you can export it as a JPEG, you can actually just leave it as the Illustrator file, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to File, I'm going to save this, and we'll go back to Photoshop, and we're going to pull in our file here, and we're just going to drop it in. And you can see there are the three panels. We're only going to do 3 for this because when we do our rendering, you'll only see 3 sides of the box. So we'll click on the first one, and we want to set this to trim because I had bleed and trim marks in my file, but they're not needed for the model. So click on that, got trim, and then we'll go OK. All right, and it comes in. We're just going to hit Enter. And we're going to go ahead and bring the other ones in, do the exact same thing. The side, trim, enter, and one more time. There's the top. All right. Okay, so from there, we want to just select these 3 pieces, and we're going to align them to make sure they're all centered up. And then we're going to bring them over. And it seems like my top is bigger than the other pieces. So let's zoom in there. And I don't think I hit trim when I brought that one in. So not a problem. Zoom out a little bit. And we will take this one, and we'll just delete that. Oops, we just want the one. Make sure we got it. Delete that one. All right, let's bring that in again. There we go. And we want that, and make sure we have trim so that everything is the same size. And then we'll select those again and just align them so that everything is good. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put that in the center. All right, so we have this, and then we're going to, as a group or with all of those layers selected, we're going to resize this so that it fits within the frame that's here. And so we'll put that in there. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. Command T, and I want to stretch that out or scale it up. And then we'll come in, zoom in on that corner there. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but we'll get it pretty close right there. And it's actually a good idea to go just a hair over, because when you put this on the model, it's going to wrap around the edge. And that black line there, which we will remove, just lets us know that we're spilling over to the other panel. So it's a good idea to just go a little bit oversized, just a hair. Okay, so that's the back or the front. And so let's go ahead and name these layers. Front, and this is the side. And this, of course, would be the top. Okay, so let's just move these into position. Move the top up, hold in the Shift key, slide the side over, hold the Shift key with that, turn this on, and then we'll just come in, go closer to see what's what. All right, so I can see that this overlaps the top a little bit. And so I want to just make sure that the front is the top layer. And I think that is where we want to be. File, save, just like we did before. And we will go back into Stager. And let's remember, we want to select the Convert to Standard Model. You'll get an error if you don't do that. And let's go ahead and add the materials on. Same thing here. We're going to place an image on the model. We've got our UV there. You can see what it looks like. We're going to go OK. And same thing, select the graphic, change the placement to fill, and you have your box just like that.